Hi, it's Willy from Y Academy again, and many Amazon sellers like to look to China for suppliers as they believe this can help them vastly reduce their production costs. So in this video, I shall do a quick sum up of 3 different types of Chinese supplier model and thus hope to offer you with insights as to which type of Chinese suppliers you will most like to cooperate with. So number 1, manufacturers or factories. These suppliers are the owners of the factories which make your products. You can communicate your needs directly with them, and they normally have a high level expertise in the manufacturing process. Cons, you have to take care of the entire sourcing process yourself, including managing the contracts in Chinese, product inspection, following up with customs for exporting your goods, etc. Number 2, local trading companies. These suppliers are the middlemen who link you up with the manufacturer. You may be able to get your product at a lower price than going direct to a manufacturer. If you work with them because they can bulk your order onto an existing line of a very similar goods with their client's factory and thus achieve economies of scale. However, trading companies will often seek to protect their manufacturers' interests, and thus in times of disputes, it will be all up to you alone to fend for yourself. Number 3, global sourcing companies. Sourcing companies work on your behalf and deal with the whole supply chain right up to your doorstep. They are also the middlemen, but unlike trading companies, their loyalty will be to you rather than a factory. So when a dispute arises, they will represent your interests. Cost-wise, their services will naturally be more expensive. So let me offer you more insights regarding the matter of choosing which type of Chinese suppliers to work with. Here are 3 factors to consider. As an importer from outside of China, the first factor to consider will be this. Number 1, experience of importing, exporting from China, and sales country compliance regulation. This includes your knowledge of China's import-export in processes and regulations. In China, products of different niches normally come from various regions across the country, and the manufacturing process of each product differ in speed and timing. Ideally, sellers will likely to find a warehouse which can allow them to store or hold the different products until they are ready to import all the products at a go to their destined country of sales. However, warehouses differ in their cost and also their operational routes, and not every region will have a warehouse that support exporting products to your destined country of sales. Other than that, you will need to have a solid understanding of the compliance requirements in the country which the goods will be sold. For example, what are the different custom tariffs and regulation? Are you comfortable with managing these processes by yourself? If you are, I'll advise you to go factory direct, as this will save precious time and money. If not, enlisting the help of trading or sourcing companies will be a great help. Consider the size of your order. If you're looking to work with direct manufacturers, do note that most of them have a MOQ, minimum order quantity, for their products. Thus, you as the seller will need to be clear of your total order value as well as order value per product and per supplier. Smaller orders are generally not welcomed by them. In other words, you must make a big order and be certain that you're able to clear off your product stocks. Hence, if you are just trying to test waters in a specific industry, you may want to consider working with trading companies. This is because most trading companies work with several different factories and business owners at the same time, and they can easily consolidate the smaller orders for a product into one big order when they pass it over to the factories for manufacturing and then distribute your desired quantities to you. This will provide you with the option to carry multiple products in the same industry and at the same time be able to import smaller quantities per product. Number 3, communication personnel to manage the import-export process. Communication is vital within the whole import-export process, and if you generally have larger order but you're short of the time and resources to manage the back and forth communication, the best will be to work with a sourcing company. And these are the people who can help you manage the operational part of the process, including inspection, following up on goods, shipping, tariff, etc., and smooth things out when the situation gets tricky. For example, if issues are found during the pre-shipment inspection of goods, which is often the case, intense negotiations with the factory will be required to get them to rework the goods so that they meet your expectations. Having a Chinese person on the ground and on your side to help negotiate the reworking terms will be a huge advantage. So here are the 3 factors to consider. Number 1, experience of China's import-export process. Number 2, order size and communication personnel, right? So next, working with Chinese suppliers is not an easy task. Trust me, I have the first-hand experience. Firstly, there's a communication barrier in different languages. Secondly, Chinese suppliers are known for their shrewdness, and unless you show that you are serious about working with them, they will not care to follow up with you for long. So here are a few tips about how to get your Chinese suppliers to perk up when you make the first contact with them. And the first thing to note is to be detailed and straightforward in your emails, calls, or messages. Number 1, show them that you know your product. Give a very detailed product specification. Manufacturers will be delighted to see that you have done your research, and they are more likely to give you the respect that your approach deserves. Number 2, tell them your order volume. Set out the numbers of units you want for your products in your order clearly. You may want much smaller quantities than they are willing to make, so by being upfront from the start, both you and the supplier's company will be able to judge if you are the right match for each other more quickly. Number 3, specify compliance requirements. Be clear about the legal requirements for the goods in the country or countries you will be selling to. Not all suppliers are set up to meet this, so do check that out on your own before proceeding to place your orders. Number 4, stand out from the crowd. There are 3 essential requirements for a factory to consider you immediately. Number 1, you are ready to buy now. Number 2, you have the capital to buy at least the MOQ immediately. Number 3, you have great repeat potential. Do appear professional to your suppliers, as this will determine if they are willing to work with you. Many suppliers prefer to work with familiar partners, so the prospect of repeat custom is very important. Another tip would be to show them that you know what you are doing and appear to them that you are a company instead of an individual. Try crafting a professional website about your business so that they can see for themselves, and remember, while you're deciding whether to work with them or not, they are also doing the same, and thus will need to run through their checks and research online about you. Number 5, follow up and communicate their way. In China, personal contact is preferred than cold impersonal emails. So do follow up with your Chinese prospects regularly. Contact them to help them remember you and form personal relationships as you work on the product together. Consider getting an account with QQ or WeChat, which are the 2 of the best communication applications Chinese suppliers use for their day-to-day work. Number 6, work in their time zone. The logic here is simple. If your suppliers can get an instant response from you during their working routines, they will feel a lot more comfortable working with you. Thus, do commit working on their Chinese 9 to 5 time 1 or 2 days per week. They will be delighted to know that you make the efforts to accommodate to their working schedules. So these are the 6 tips to get your Chinese suppliers' attention. Last but not least, many Amazon business owners like to find suppliers from China, and there's a common belief that Chinese companies are competing very hard for businesses based overseas. This may make you feel that you just need to send a mass email for them to start fighting to make your product. However, is this really so? Truth is, Chinese companies are often overwhelmed with emails from importers who are not serious buyers and will never place an order with them. So instead of thinking that since you're in the dominant position and thus can treat interactions with them superficially, and think twice again and devise a strategic approach before you set your mind on any suppliers. The key is this: contractual obligations are often considered secondary to ethical ones in Chinese culture. This means that you will really need to nurture a good consumer-buyer relationship with them before they will start trusting you and discuss proper business with you. Hence, always be professional and polite to them to let them see that you're treating them seriously. Draw on the aspect of achieving mutual benefits between your corporation rather than just simple monetary gains on your side. Believe me, that will get you further than you ever think. So I will see you in the next video, and have a great week ahead. Cheers.